Hi everyone, this is The Unseen. The topic I would like to discuss today is that of corporate conformity and how this affects men who are choosing to go their own way. Conformity comes in many definitions. However, essentially it is behavior that is in line with accepted standards or social conventions. For example, in many countries around the world, people eat certain foods with utensils while eating other foods with their hands. We drive our vehicles on either the left or right hand side of the street. We even have a standard for international traffic signs. Some examples of conformity may be deemed positive or even rather meaningless depending on who you ask. However, in terms of the workplace, I believe conformity leans towards a negative experience for MGTOWs. Have you ever been on a job and noticed how everyone just behaves like everyone else? They laugh at the same jokes, hold the same conversations. They may even have similar styles of dress. My opinion is that corporate environments are by design conformist in nature. Corporations generally want to maximize results and efficiency with as little resources as possible. By employing hundreds or even thousands of employees, they have no interest in accounting for a multitude of individual preferences. Instead, they design a culture that promotes conformity to make things easier for them. Going back to my original question, have you also noticed how people on the job are treated or viewed when they do not conform to the accepted standard? For example, they may dress a notch or two better than everyone else. They may display higher intelligence or better ways of doing things than what was established before. They may, in fact, just choose to stick to themselves in an environment that is social. These people could be new hires or colleagues that transferred from other departments or locations. Nothing these colleagues do infringe upon anyone else. Instead, the colleague is simply outside of the standard and yet is not doing anything that is worthy of termination of employment. They are not bothering anyone. You would think that everyone else is surely accepting enough to tolerate such differences, since even they themselves, at some point or another, have been different than the rest in at least some aspect or situation in their lives too, correct? No, you would be wrong. In many cases, the reaction is hostile, wherein this person is poked fun at or made out to look different in a negative light. In fact, if such traits are observed in the hiring process, these people may not even be hired at all because they don't, quote, make a good team fit. There are terms that refer to this behavior, such as group preference or in-group bias, in which there is a pattern of favoring one's group members over those that are considered to be out of the group. This is almost unavoidable in a workplace environment as people often gravitate towards groups to form power structures or for career ladder climbing opportunities. One recent account of this is one that I myself was found in. I was in a room with fellow colleagues for my team for a little over 2.5 weeks in order to investigate and address multiple concerns for clients of our company. After being in the room for only over a week, I noticed how certain people's behaviors shifted in a way that was more uncommon than what I had observed when each person was at their own individual desk previously. I noticed people making efforts at simply getting attention because they now have an audience at their fingertips. Others are socializing more heavily and making an effort at pointing out those in the room that are remaining quieter, such as myself. Mind you, the work being performed in no way required heavy social investment, nor did it often involve every person in the room. Personally, I'm of the mindset that when I'm working, I am working. When I want to socialize, I do it when I'm not working, because at that point, I'm not trying to get shit done. Following from this observation, music began to be played in the room almost the entire day. Not because there was a consensus that this was desired amongst everybody, no, just because a few people wanted to. And this was for every day throughout those 2.5 weeks almost. I was at one point asked what streaming genre of music I would like played. Honestly, I preferred to have nothing played, as this was only serving as a distraction to me. However, anticipating the response from my superior, I simply gave a genre I'd find least distracting at the time. Now imagine if I would have operated under full disclosure. Do you think I would have been met with a, "Oh, okay, that's fine"? I don't think so. My response would have went against the group preference and something would have came out of it. Individuality automatically takes a back seat once a group is introduced, which is fine if you're a conformist or the type that likes to sit back and let others take the lead. I myself am unlike this and have found myself uncomfortable and at times frustrated in these types of environments for most of my life, whether in the office or even back in school with group projects, for example. For this reason, I now either choose to work alone or in groups in which I can be highly selective of the members of that group. My experience deviating from these options has led me to work with people who simply slow me down and tend to interrupt my creative processes. The Matrix film has been used as an apt example in the manosphere and MGTOW community with its red pill, blue pill analogies. Although the red pill is used typically to refer to men waking up and reaching a more truthful understanding about female nature, and I suppose you could also say male nature, I think its application extends an even greater distance from only this context. Adopting a MGTOW lifestyle and way of thinking, in my opinion, may cause you to find yourself butting heads with your current employment situation, and or cause you to reevaluate what employment options will best suit your new way of living and moving about the world. Although I lack empirical evidence to support this, I believe that MGTOWs may be more inclined towards entrepreneurship because of the environment and freedom that it affords. Think about it. If you are going your own way, by default, you are not going someone else's. You'll find that people, while well-meaning, will often give you suggestions or recommendations on things to do that have nothing to do with your life goals or interests, and that simply don't fit into your MGTOW model. If you are tired of typical corporate BS, perhaps you should reevaluate your situation as well. Well, that's it for this segment. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel so that you may receive updates for new videos that I release. Please let me know in the comment section below any challenges that you have faced in the workplace and what your thoughts are on the matter. Until next time.